What's up, Defy Nation and Highway for Health followers? It is day 15. I don't even know where to start today. Oh my god, so much happened today. Okay, so first let's start out. We are in a place called Sky City, New Mexico. Something, I know it's in a pueblo, and I don't exactly understand how those. I don't exactly understand what that is. I don't know if it's more like a county or a town or a city. I'm sorry about that, but basically there's a truck stop, there's a casino, there's mountains, and that's about it. You know, left out of more air tea today, this morning, extremely cold. So cold. So bitterly cold. I can't even. Danielle's kryptonite, cold. Um, you know, altogether in mileage, we're looking at 104.61 hard miles, just flat out hard miles. Had a headwind the entire time today, leading out, got into the mountains, had several long ascensions. At our very highest point, climbed to 6,600 feet. On the way down, it was kind of interesting. First of all, on the way down, the headwinds were so strong. So strong. Later, I found out those headwinds and those crosswinds that we faced going down into the canyon was somewhere around 33, 37 miles an hour. That's a whole lot of wind on a bike. That's a whole lot of wind in a car. That's a whole lot of wind anywhere. Literally pushing as hard as I can downhill. And I'm talking about a downhill. I'm not talking about, oh, it's kind of graded. No, I'm talking about downhill. Pushing as hard as you can downhill and going 6-7 miles an hour. That's wind. They have something that I later found out, which is called death wobbles. And apparently people really do lose control and fly into the path of cars because the crosswinds are so strong. And I mean, they're strong. You really have to very aggressively fight to keep the bike upright. And so, mountains, big part of today got, through Albuquerque. Albuquerque's kind of a quirky little town, kind of reminds me of Austin a little bit. Of course, I've only been there once, twice, something like that. I don't even, so much happened today. So interestingly enough, had to bring the bike in, because the derailleur, got a little bit bent and had to get it replaced and everything. And, so when I had, went on and been like, hey, our path is going to be diverted a little bit. I'm not going rogue. This is where it is. Well, hey, while you're there, why don't we just, double check the GPS unit? And, it's funny because the GPS unit and there's almost this unfathomable realization of how fast I'm going. And people are like, something has to be up. This is impossible. Something has to be up. And so, basically went through, are you taking any illegal substances? What's going on? Have you moved something? Have you changed something? Have you whatever? So that was kind of interesting. Walked into the bike store and actually had several people who was like, oh my God, we saw you. You were on the mountain. You were coming down. And I'm like, oh, yes. And so the guys at the bike shop are really super cool. Strange phenomenon. And you know what? Actually, let me say that. I-40 today. Did a very large amount of miles on I-40 today. I don't even know what to say about the truckers. They seem like arrogant bullies, and that's the only way that I can describe it. I know that these guys know what wake wind is. I know that they know what happens whenever they pass, going at a high rate of speed. Literally, I counted my life like cats today. So this one time, we were coming, the pace car should have been more towards the center of the lane, but it wasn't, but it was on there. And this tractor trailer tried to squeeze in between another tractor trailer and the pace car and the Windstream. The tractor trailer on this side went off the road, debris, rocks, flying everywhere, and I'm looking going, okay, this is how it ends. Eventually got back control of the 18-wheeler, but it was a fight. And I'm thinking to myself, really, dude? Like, it was 10 seconds. You couldn't slow up 10 seconds so he could get a little bit in front of you. You couldn't slow up. I mean, these guys are just flying, and they're literally feet away, and they're just flying. Had several, almost wiped out a couple of times. One time I actually did wipe out, so they did take me down today. There were 3 tractor trailers in a row, 2 kind of regular boxy truck ones and a flatbed one. And they weren't directly in back of one another, but they were definitely really kind of in sync. I couldn't, I got through the first one, got through the second one, again, that snap and the way that happens. And the third one, what had happened is something came funky off of that flatbed, and I don't know what it was. And I had a very strong headwind to begin with. I mean, we were looking at, give or take, we were somewhere in the general ballpark of 20 mile an hour, 25 mile an hour headwinds coming at. The funky air came off of there somehow. This box truck come up and back, and man, it took. I mean, I can't even explain. It took. And the only thing I could do is I thought to myself, throw yourself to the ground. And so I went from the handles here to grabbing the inside of my handlebars and trying to throw myself down, to pull as hard as I can. And all I kept thinking is right. Just, go down, because I'd rather go down to the right, and go down and, have that than the alternative. And again, I'm pulling with everything that I have. Wind came this way, back wheel this way. I ended up facing straight, but I ended up on the left side and not the right side. And I mean, I grabbed that here. I mean, and those of you who know me know that I'm not a weakling. And yeah, so the truck scored one today. A lot of miles, a lot of headwinds, a lot of crosswinds. Just really not fun. A lot of debris on the roads. A lot of debris, especially in that one truck kicked up. One truck came onto the rumble strips. That was interesting. Yeah, my blood pressure probably went up a couple points then. But let me get to the really kind of cool, really kind of awesome thing here. And again, guys, I apologize the video is going long, but there is this phenomenon, and that's just what I'm going to call it, because, look, I'm nobody, like, in Tulsa, it kind of started. And it kind of started with people driving past and taking pictures with their phones, taking video, people getting up ahead of us, getting out of their car, the morning that we left Tulsa. And it continued into Oklahoma City, and it's kind of built. And today it seemed to hit this head. I mean, people were stopping along the side of the road just to get a picture, just to get video. We were at we were at intersection lights, and people were like, will you take a selfie with me? People were riding in cars with signs and passing and just, go Daniell, and I'm like, right? Just crazy, will you sign my helmet, and can I ride with you? And there was this group of people that came up in back of us today, and this Winnebago, okay, talk about freaking out. And we're trying to get a picture of, me in the mountains going, hey, I conquered you today. And they're like, are you 66 Daniell? And I'm like, I don't know, am I maybe, I don't know. And apparently these were cyclists, and they're college students, and they decided to rent this RV, and they're following us. Not like literally right behind us, but they're following us along the path and asked, well, can we ride with you a little bit, and can we do this and do that? And then I am just, I'm, people keep saying that they've seen us on TV or they've read about us. One lady said she saw us on a morning show. I'm like, what morning show? Tell me these things. I need these links. And I'm just, I'm really just in awe. Apparently we also have a following with Harley Davidson. I randomly had kind of met some bikers, really in Missouri and in Kansas, and the flag that I have on the front of my bike, a biker gave me, and yesterday these bikers these two people pulled up and they're like, "You're Danielle? Are you Danielle? You're the one that's going to?" And I'm like, "Maybe, right?" And it's like we're getting these hubs, and apparently they're following this, and they just think this is just cool and the most awesome thing. And I'm like, okay, this is yes, okay, all right, this is good. And so, I don't know if it's the storyline of how many miles that I'm putting in or how I'm tracking or what's going on, but I know I'm starting to get some very good phone calls from potential business going forward, as far as myself and my brand of me, which is blowing me out of the water. And I just it's been a crazy day. This one guy, I have to say this real quick and then I'll end the video. So this one gentleman, he was older, and he was riding on the back of a four-wheeler as we were going through the mountains of New Mexico, and before we got to like a hill that was like this, and then we kind of went up like that. And, well, what are you riding for? And I'm saying, oh, I'm trying to go to Santa Monica, and we're trying to, yell, and here I'm riding, and he's driving this quad with his two guys, an older guy on the back and a younger guy driving. Anyway, and I said we were going to the Pacific Ocean, and the guy was like, "I've never seen the Pacific Ocean. You see it for me, okay?" And I said, "Okay." And he goes, "You're kind of scrawny. Are you going to make it?" And I'm like, nobody has ever called me scrawny before, but you know what? I will take that. And so, it's, I'm exhausted. Literally, I am ready to just fall out. But it's been a really awesome day, and I'm interested to see what tomorrow brings. Albuquerque was amazing, especially with all these people on the side of the road and pulling over and video and picture. I mean, literally, like almost every stoplight. I'm like, what? Anyway, all right. So, anyway, until next time, guys. Motivated, dedicated, and highly recommended. Just as a forewarning, these mountains definitely wearing on my legs. So our 100-mile days may be coming to a close, but not that I'm trying to forewarn. I'm just saying it's getting a little bit more difficult. Oh, well, it's getting a lot more difficult. Well, not more difficult, just difficult in a different way, I guess. Anyway, motivated, dedicated, and highly recommended. Bye-bye, guys.